Abdul El-Sayed, lovely gentleman. He's a man of hate. And now he's going around saying, no, I love everybody. He doesn't love everybody. Put him in office. You're going to find out what he loves. He doesn't love Israel. He doesn't love Jewish people. He hates them. He hates them with a passion that burns in his heart.
Democrats are hoping that their growing progressive wing can seal the deal in November, but the DSA may have a very big problem on its hands. That's the takeaway after Michigan Democrats nominated Abdul El-Sayed for the Senate, because when you look at where the votes actually came from, the picture becomes a lot more complicated. Welcome to the Big Money Show, everyone. I'm Jackie DeAngelis, along with my co-hosts Taylor Riggs, Jerry Willis, and Jonathan Hoenig. With us for the hour, National Review columnist Caroline Downey. Great to see you. So El-Sayed says that he's the candidate of the working class, promising to put money back in your pocket. But the numbers from primary day show that the coalition carrying him, the one that took him to victory, may be different than what he's actually selling as part of his campaign.
Well, there are a lot of working class voters and a lot of African-American voters. Abdul El-Sayed did very poorly amongst these groups in the primary. It's going to be very interesting to see whether or not he can bring them into the tent come the general election, bring those swing voters with them, because where Abdul El-Sayed did well, to be honest with you, we're really just college towns. That's where he really ran up the score. You can't just win college towns if you're going to win in a general election. So the question is, can Abdul El-Sayed bring the party together?
And it's not just Michigan. DSA-backed candidates are wrestling nominations from moderate incumbents across the country. But is this really a working-class revolt? Or is it a coalition powered by wealthier, college-educated Democrats? And it's a good question. Digging into these numbers is really important. Caroline, what we're seeing that happened in Michigan is actually tracking with what happened here in New York City with Mamdani. This is not the working class saying we want your policies or black voters. It is these white communities, these educated kids that have come up through this indoctrination that is happening on college campuses and feeling a sense of either they've been brainwashed or they feel righteous, and they're pushing these candidates forward. But without the true working class who actually may see through what they're selling, understanding that it really won't get them where they need to go, they cannot win in generals.
Yeah, no, and it's a good point about the New York City mayoral race in the primary, where Mamdani, in that primary, actually, he was outpaced by Andrew Cuomo when it came to the working class, even the minority demographics in New York City. You know, it was ironic how that's how the split ultimately went when he claimed to be the working class champion. But I think we're going to see this pattern repeat over and over again, because those who actually are working class know that this doesn't end well, know that the demonization of those who are wealth creators will eventually catch up with them. And you see this slippery slope and how socialism has actually been in practice throughout history. In all these communist regimes, they keep stretching the definition of what bourgeois means and what proletariat means. So pretty soon a bodega owner who just makes a measly margin, nothing too crazy, but is just getting by, making a little bit of a profit, they're going to be the next boogeyman. And you're going to see folks like Mamdani and El-Sayed wear this costume of, well, actually, I am one of you. I am going. They're LARPing, essentially. Yeah. Karl Marx even had this struggle internally. There's writings where Karl Marx discussed how he didn't know how to package himself because his parents owned vineyards. He was pretty comfortable. I mean, it wasn't like he was super wealthy, but he was like one of these young college grads that is doing just fine. Yes, they have some student loan debt. I'm not disputing that. But, I mean, they made choices in the college career, and they made choices to live in New York City, but they're disgruntled. So that's why they call them the downwardly mobile elite. The Wall Street Journal uses this phrase a lot. These are not low-income people by any means. These are just people who feel like they should have achieved a lot more at this stage of life than they already have. So they're bitter and resentful, and so they want to destroy the entire system in the hopes that it may elevate them to where they think they should be, as like the elite. And so this is really how it goes time and time again. And I do not think this is going to be the last case study, El-Sayed, where the working class They don't come out for their revolution for the radical Democrat. They go for the moderate or even the Republican in Michigan.
It sounds more like a psychological problem than a practical one, if you think about what you're really saying. They feel a certain way, but that's not necessarily the reality if you're looking at it from the outside in. But also there's another issue, and part of it is about economics. They run around and they say they're going to give everything away for free. But let's separate that for a moment, because there are a lot of people that would buy into that if they don't understand that the math doesn't math, Taylor. But the other part of it is we want to rip apart government. And that's where I think they lose realistic working class voters.
Yeah.
Working class people don't want to see our Constitution get shredded. They don't want to see the Supreme Court go away. They don't want to see the Senate abolished. They believe in checks and balances. And they think that our system has largely, while not perfect, been working over time. And so when you go that far, that's where it starts to get hard to kind of sell people. Oh, and they also say defund and abolish the police. Like, normal people don't want that.
No, look, we're pulling up Atlanta Fed GDP right now, 5.8% for next quarter. You talk to almost any working class person, the best indicator for them to go from the working class to the middle class or middle class to the upper class is high GDP growth. It's jobs that are available, plentiful, good paying jobs you can get and climb up that socioeconomic ladder. We've talked about study after study after study that's been shown. If you put a working class kid in a neighborhood where they're starting to go to work, versus putting that low-income working class kid in a neighborhood where they sit at home and collect benefits. The kid who is in the neighborhood where other people are working becomes middle class much sooner than when he's surrounded by people that sit back and take handouts, because there's dignity in work. And again, when you have a growing economy, that is the best way to climb the ladder. It's not to sit back and to throw up the system. I understand that capitalism is not perfect. We've said that, but this is the best solution that we have to climb that ladder. What also surprises me is this flies in the face of some of the recent data that we've gotten. I know we don't love surveys on this program, Jackie, but I'm going to give you a survey.
Okay, we'll take it.
Challenger talks about surveys businesses of what they think they will do. Will I announce job cuts? Now, it's not an actual job cut, but it's announcing them. It's down 27% from June and down 46% from planned layoffs a year ago. July's total monthly layoffs planned announcements were the lowest monthly total since July of 2024. So I know that there are people out there who want a better paying job, but I think you look at the overall economic data, there is a job out there if you want it, and companies are not laying off. So I think I'm struggling to rectify the numbers that frankly are looking pretty good with this feeling of, but it's not good enough for me. I want to tear down the system. I deserve more.
Right. And then they cry about affordability. And affordability is actually a complex matter, because during the Biden administration, when inflation ran up to 9%, a lot of those prices never came back down. Some of them did, but not all. And so people find themselves, I love the stat that Larry was talking about yesterday, they're paying more in taxes than they are for their shelter and their food and their basic necessities. But they just feel like they're being completely drained by everything. And they're frustrated about that, Jerry, not understanding how we got here, the policies, the things they voted for, that they asked for, that then put them in this bucket. So then they look at the DSA and say, oh, you're going to be my savior. You're going to fix this.
Major disconnect.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to cite a poll that you guys were talking about, I think yesterday. 56% of voting Americans see that the economy is worse than last year. The economy is doing very well, thank you very much. And despite the war, we still have oil below $100 a barrel. We're still creating jobs. The jobs market is very strong. That's a huge indicator for people in this very age group. Look, are you looking for a free life, or are you looking for a life where you can make your own choices and build your own wealth? I mean, that's what all this comes down to. And I want to say something about what Caroline was saying about kind of the frustration and the depression in this generation. I hear this from my friends who are in their 40s and 50s and in the New York area who are frustrated that, industries that they are in, marketing, advertising are not growing and providing the opportunities that they want so that they can fund their kids' college education. Look, here's my bottom line. I heard this morning Senator John Cornyn quoted as saying that El-Sayed, his win, is making it easier on Republicans in the general election. And I say, yo, people, you've got to stand up and push back against the DSA, against socialism. Republicans have to be articulate about what's really at stake here and what ultimately, you know, what your life is going to look like in 10, 20, 30 years if you sign on to this kind of agenda.
I agree with you. And I would say to that argument about, oh, they're going to make it easy for Republicans in the general, even if one or two slip in as an anomaly, all of a sudden it starts growing over time.
Yeah, and that's where the action is now.
The fact that it's being sprinkled out there and we're having these conversations is a little bit dangerous, and there's a slippery slope. So Republicans actually, in my view, have a responsibility, a duty to their party and to Americans to nip this in the bud.
Yeah, to offer an anecdote to socialism, which is capitalism. And, you know, democratic socialism is the hottest thing in politics right now. They're winning elections, and that's going to influence and impact people's lives. The irony, and the panelists talked about this, is these ideas are not coming from the middle class. These ideas are coming from kids educated in some of the best schools in America, some of the best universities. They're taught to hate capitalism, hate the West, certainly hate America. And Mamdani is probably the best example of that. I mean, he's made socialism kind of cool. You know, if you're socialist, you're caring, you're progressive, you're not one of those evil capitalists just, you know, out for a buck. The irony, as I think Caroline pointed out, if you were really concerned about the poor, you'd be 100% for capitalism, because there's no other system in history that has brought the poor up in such an amazing fashion as free market, unmitigated capitalism. That's what we need in this country more than ever.
I'm still waiting for my free bus from him. Actually, the bus fare went from $2.90 to $3. So
Same.
thanks.
Right.
Well, he had to give himself a raise.
Right.